I want to taste Australia.
Tonight, mayors plead for continued border restrictions.
COVID cancels 2 popular events.
A warning for Grand Central workers.
And the dairy deal delivering local milk to the Downs.
Across the Darling Downs and beyond, this is 7 News with Brough and Joanne Desmond.
Good evening. Thanks very much for joining us.
Good evening.
We begin tonight with breaking news. There's been traffic chaos on the Toowoomba Range this afternoon after a 4-wheel drive towing a caravan burst into flames at around 4:30. Multiple crews worked to extinguish the blaze and an exclusion zone was set up with fears that 2 gas bottles might explode. One person has suffered minor burns. Well, our Premier says she won't be budging on the border battle, even if it means losing the election. Now, 2 South Burnett mayors have backed the government's stand, saying an outbreak in their communities would be catastrophic.
Criticisms were aired out over Brisbane's skyline with today's target, the Deputy Premier.
The Deputy Premier is doing an extraordinary job dealing with a pandemic.
But amid growing criticism, there's increasing support. Today, it came from regional Queensland.
If we get an outbreak in our community, we will go into full lockdown and our community will really struggle, and also our elders.
If we did have to bring in Army and police to monitor permits and town borders around Cherbourg, the physical and mental health to these people will be catastrophic.
The South Burnett and Cherbourg Aboriginal Shire mayors are backing the border closure, but don't want it to be political, instead based on health advice.
We are, however, concerned that with the pressure that's being applied to the government, that any significant releasing of restrictions on the borders, if that results in a case, even one case coming into our region, it could have catastrophic effects.
They're just worrying about the economy, you know. Money's going to be around, but lives can't be replaced.
But the economic impact of an outbreak will also decimate the local economy.
The South Burnett and Queensland cannot afford to have one case of COVID threaten our pork industry, not one.
And today there wasn't one, but it comes with a warning.
It's still too early to relax. We still have, I'm concerned about it, some ongoing risk of transmission, particularly around the Ipswich area.
Hope Wilson, 7 News.
The latest round of COVID-19 testing at a Laidley aged care home has returned negative results. It's been almost 2 weeks since a staff member at Carina Place tested positive for the virus.
We've had some good news in that those residents at Laidley aged care facility have all come back negative for their next round of testing.
But authorities say the West Moreton region isn't in the clear yet and have urged anyone with symptoms to get a test.
2 of our region's most popular festivals have been added to the long list of cancelled events. Organisers of the Chinchilla Melon Fest decided last night that February's event won't be going ahead. More than 20,000 people were expected. And Toowoomba's Christmas Wonderland has also been put on hold. The teams behind both events say it was a sad decision, but public health takes priority.
Staff at a Toowoomba shopping centre have been told to be wary of a man who allegedly followed a worker into a female bathroom. The man has been banned from Grand Central for 6 months, but some locals aren't convinced the ruling will keep him away. Ashley Whittaker has more.
Joe, it's understood the man watched the worker close her store about 5 o'clock on Thursday night. The female employee believes the man followed her to the staff bathrooms, then loitered outside the cubicle. The man reportedly asked about a bus stop, but the woman felt unsafe and fled. Witnesses say the man's intent was clear and it was a lucky escape for the worker. Police were called to investigate. An 18-year-old man has been charged with 5 breach of bail conditions, which are unrelated to the alleged stalking. He was fined $500. The female worker didn't press any stalking-related charges. The man has been banned from the shopping centre for 6 months, but some employees have called the directive a joke. Grand Central Management told 7 News customer and staff safety is its highest priority and it thoroughly investigates every matter brought forward. Rob.
Ashley, thank you very much. A Pilton family farm on the brink of closing has been saved thanks to a major expansion by a Sunshine Coast milk processor. It's one of 2 new farms to supply under the Mullaney Dairies banner. Now they need local support at the shops.
Frances Hayden loves living on the land. She's a 5th-generation farmer, but the past few years have been cruel, with the drought, the high cost of feed and the low price farmers receive for their milk.
Just going through and choosing cows that you have to sell because they're not making ends meet, or that you have to decide if you're going to survive or not, and that's hard.
The Hayden family farm at Pilton is up for sale, but they're giving it one more chance, signing a 12-month contract to supply Mullaney Dairies, which is offering a fair price for them to supply around 1 million litres a year.
Regional Queensland's crying out for their industry to keep moving forward rather than going backwards, and yeah, at the moment it's all backwards, but yeah, hopefully we can turn it around.
It's one of 2 farms in the Toowoomba region now supplying the Sunshine Coast processor. It's given renewed hope to the Darling Downs dairy industry.
I could be giving myself a future, and you could potentially be giving another young farmer a go.
Mullaney Dairies says if milk sales increase in Toowoomba, there's capacity to take on more local farmers.
If our sales exceed another farm, we'll just take another farm on in that area.
Katie Tony, 7 News.
A group of young mates have been taken to hospital after a serious crash at Cranley early yesterday morning. Police say the driver lost control, causing the car to veer off the road and into a dry creek bed.
Emergency services were called to Cranley just after 12:15 on Sunday morning to find a Nissan Pulsar wrecked 300 metres from the roadside.
Emergency services responded to a single vehicle road traffic crash with a vehicle into a dry creek bed.
Police say the 21-year-old driver lost control while travelling northwest along Old Goombungie Road. It's believed the car crossed onto the opposite side of the road before ploughing into the rock bed. The occupants aged 17 to 27 were able to get out of the vehicle.
All occupants are suffering from mild to medium injuries, neck pain, back pain, so some severe injuries.
All 5 were taken to Toowoomba Hospital in a stable condition, 4 with suspected spinal injuries. But looking at the state of the car, emergency services say it could have been a lot worse.
Oh, very lucky indeed. Police are still conducting investigations regarding the incident.
The Forensic Crash Unit is investigating whether excessive speed may have caused the driver to lose control. Lauren Reddy-X, 7 News.
Here's some great news. 2 Toowoomba trainee mechanics have taken out top honours in a national apprenticeship competition. Gabrielle Cliff from Highfields Mechanical placed first, and her co-worker Tarquin Pay Fernandez was named in the top 5 finalists.
To hear that I'd won, I was shocked. I was grateful, I was humble, so it was a really good feeling.
Cars are my passion in life, eh?
Despite the challenges of COVID-19, the pair haven't had to worry about job security. Highfields Mechanical has recently expanded the business, opening a second workshop specialising in car auto sensor and computer technology.
Yeah, well done to both of them. Ahead tonight in 7 News, COVID concerns prompt more people to post their election vote.
And koala detection dogs on standby for the bushfire season.
Tonight, it's one of the world's greatest cook-offs.
Lemongrass chicken!
Souvlaki! Chicken with hummus?
It's going to be the best biryani you have tasted.
Whose food would you choose?
If we win, we're into the semi-finals. If we lose, we're going home.
Plate of Origin, tonight on 7.
Love is an adventure, and when you're ready, there's a ring for you at Michael Hill. Choose from the widest range of designs crafted in fine jewels and precious metals. And we've always got you covered with our Michael Hill Lifetime Diamond Guarantee.
Satellite broadband has been taken to the next level with Sky Master Plus from Activate Me. With more of your internet usage now unmetered, you can save your metered data allowance for streaming and VPN services from only $59.95 per month. Call 13 22 88.
Cats are great, aren't they? Big cats, little cats, fluffy cats, slightly terrifying, not so fluffy cats. When it comes to cats, the more the merrier. But when it comes to treating your cat for fleas, ticks and worms, the less you need to treat, the better. Because Brevecto lasts longer than any other spot-on with one dose, you can spend less time treating and more time doing this, apparently. Brevecto, the longest-lasting spot-on with one dose.
Make your move and make it undeniably yours. The BMW 118i from $149 per week at 4.99% per annum. Business customers only. Search BMW 1 Series.
The MG ZS has all the essentials. Style, 8-inch touchscreen with Apple CarPlay, rear-view sensing camera and plenty of room. From only $21,990 drive away, it's more value for less at MG. Offer ends soon.
Are you looking for that magical finish to your flooring and blinds? Then head into Solomons. Our online catalogue is out now, so head to solomons.com.au to check it out. There's magic in a Solomons floor.
And there's magic in a Solomons store.
Think you can't get the NBN out here? Talk to Activate Me, Australia's largest satellite broadband provider, with low-cost, high-speed satellite internet plans starting from just $34.95 per month. Call our Aussie team on 13 22 88 and connect with Activate Me today.
Someone call 911!
The new action thrill ride.
Let's go!
New 911 Lone Star. Tonight on 7. Toowoomba turns to 7 News to keep up to date on local issues, and we want you to be a part of it. If there's something happening in your street, your suburb, we want to know about it. Send us a message or drop us an email.
Thanks for joining us here on 7. Queenslanders are being encouraged to vote early in the state election to avoid the risk of COVID-19 spreading at polling booths. Campaigns are also ramping up, along with calls for politicians to reveal how much taxpayer money is being spent.
Election day usually means queues and plenty of people, but the state government hopes to avoid that this year.
I would expect that there will be more people early voting. In fact, we hope that's the case.
Applications for postal voting open today, just one of a suite of initiatives introduced to make the election more COVID-friendly.
They include additional postal voting, extended pre-polling.
Political billboards are springing up across the state, with the money coming out of MPs' parliamentary communication allowances.
I know the purpose of those allowances is to communicate with our communities and communicate with our communities about what we're doing. That's what we use our allowances for. It's entirely appropriate.
This is a massive misuse of taxpayers' money, and all the Premier is trying to do is spend our money to get herself re-elected.
There's been no shortage of politicians on the Downs this week. Queensland Senator Malcolm Roberts spoke in Toowoomba on Saturday, proposing an Office of Scientific Integrity. He says the science behind policy needs to be scrutinised and is calling for the government to reveal more data around PFAS contamination.
But it's better to be out in the open and dealt with and based upon hard data, solid science, so that people can be treated fairly.
Despite the settlement of a class action earlier this year, he joined with affected Oakey landholders to call for adequate compensation.
Take them off the places. Take the rest away from the beef industry. Let us take our businesses forward away from these chemicals.
Lauren Reddy-X, 7 News.
The new CEO of the Southern Downs Regional Council has officially taken over the role. Stanthorpe born and bred David Burgess signed the contract today. He replaces David Keenan in the region's top job. Mr Burgess has made the move from the Quilpie Council, where he was also the CEO.
A Queensland University's pack of detection dogs is standing by, ready to be deployed into bushfire zones to save the lives of burned and injured koalas. The team will travel anywhere in Australia to rescue wildlife, but will be restricted by border closures.
Bear shot to stardom during the New South Wales bushfires earlier this year. In some areas, entire koala populations were destroyed. USC researchers would desperately search for survivors, first at night with a drone.
Then during the day, as soon as we can, Bear is deployed straight to find where the koalas are.
The outcome was often heartbreaking, but the team did save some lives.
We assessed about 119 different koala for health, and then were able to rescue and bring to treatment 31 of them.
Bear and koala scat finders Billy, Baxter and Maya are ready for round 2. Wildlife rescuers are monitoring early bushfire zones for evidence of koalas.
In Queensland, we're in progress and working closely with the government to try and enable us to access sites as quickly as possible.
Travelling interstate has been made harder with border closures.
We hope that we can go wherever we are needed, but yeah, we will follow restriction order for sure.
The koala detection work is funded by donations. The results are priceless.
We want people to know about it and help us rescue as many as we can.
Sophie Tetzlaff, 7 News.
OK, let's get to the sport at 8th, and the undefeated Rangers roll on in the rugby, mate.
They sure did, Broughy. Toowoomba will enjoy the last round of the regular season from the sidelines with a bye and guaranteed top spot heading into the finals. More on that next. Plus, the Thunder's hot streak comes to an end and the Bush Bash League champs claim a final over thriller in the opening round of the season.
Meet the doctor with the gentle touch.
Wake up.
Who has lots of patience and very little patience.
You hear about this? You never think it's going to happen to you.
It's head lice, woman.
Next patient. Doc Martin, tonight on 7-2.
Come and play on the Gold Coast. Explore family holiday deals at destinationgoldcoast.com.
We know cyberbullying hurts you just as much as it hurts us.
And we know you want to fix it for us.
But what we really need is this. When the night has come and the land is dark.
And the moon is the only light we'll see.
No, I won't be afraid.
Oh, I won't be afraid.
Just as long as you stand. Stand by me.
Authorised by the Queensland Government, Brisbane.
Thanks to all those smart business people who have purchased a new vehicle from Ken Mills Toyota Kingaroy.
If you are an eligible business and wish to take advantage of the instant tax write-off scheme and get a great deal on your new Toyota, then contact the team at Ken Mills Toyota Kingaroy. A big thank you to all the smart business people who got in early and purchased their new vehicle. Ken Mills Toyota Kingaroy, where you deal without doubt. Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
Well, seems everyone's making the healthier switch to veggie rice.
They'll be switching us next.
Wait, what?
Oh. Pea!
Well, hello there.
Actually, this switch is good too.
Bird's eye.
Wake up, get up, it's a beautiful morning. Wake up, get up, it's a beautiful day. Wake up, get up, it's a beautiful morning. Shining bright for you and me.
At Sea Change, our homes are priced from only $359,000. Plus, for a limited time, our $25,000 You Deserve It grant makes it even easier to enjoy boutique over 50s living at its finest. Visit Sea Change Toowoomba.
Look, beautiful, aren't they? They're migrating to Aldi.
They get their fresh stuff from the same place as other supermarkets.
Barbados?
No, son. Australia.
Aussie fruit, veg and meat at Aldi prices. That's good different.
Welcome back to 7 News. The Toowoomba Rangers have managed to pull off an impressive feat, completing the regular season of the Risdon Cup without a loss. In their last game before finals, the team proved why they are the ones to beat in 2020, doubling the score of the second-placed Condamine Cods.
It was a top-of-the-table clash with plenty to play for at Gold Park. After 8 rounds and no losses, the Rangers knew Saturday wasn't the time to drop the ball, finding space early on.
And we executed some of the plays really well and finished off some good tries.
Which was scored with a strong attacking line, too fast for the Condamine Cods to stop.
Yeah, it was tough first half, obviously. We couldn't get our hands on the pill.
But in the second half, Cods came back with confidence, putting points on the board.
I think we started playing our game more in the forwards in the second half. Just kept our hands on the pill better and better ball security.
Making Rangers work even harder for the win.
Certainly in the second half, the Cods put us under a lot of pressure and really came back at us and made us work for it. They had a lot of possession.
But it wasn't enough to knock the Toowoomba team off their undefeated blitz.
Not the result we're looking for.
Rangers won 36-17 in what was their last game before finals, with a bye this weekend.
It is a good feeling. To be honest, we've just been trying to string some good performances together, and obviously if the results keep coming our way, we're stoked.
In other games, the Bears have now moved up to equal second place on the ladder with Cods after they beat USQ Saints in a close game, winning 31-27. Carissa Kemp, 7 News.
Meanwhile, the South West Thunder men's side have lost their first game since February in soccer's Queensland Premier League. The 6-1 defeat at the hands of the fourth-place Western Pride is also their heaviest of the season. Despite the result, the Thunder still have a 4-point lead on top of the table, but that's only because the second-place Logan had a bye. The Thunder's next game is at Holland Park, and that's this weekend. The Toowoomba Mountaineers men's side have dropped out of the Queensland State League's top 6 after suffering their own surprise defeat. They were the favourites going into the game against the 11th place Northside Wizards, but were rarely in the contest, going down by 38 points, dropping them to 7th. The women's side are still searching for their first win of the season. They now have a 0-7 record. The Neers will play 2 games this weekend, 1 on the road and 1 at home. Toowoomba's Will Power has claimed a career first after picking up his first win of this IndyCar season. He cruised into first place during race 1 of the Honda Indy 200 at Mid-Ohio over the weekend.
The 39-year-old Australian Will Power is bringing it home. He has never won at Mid-Ohio, but Will Power is now a Mid-Ohio winner.
He's also now only 7 pole positions behind IndyCar legend Mario Andretti, who holds the long-standing record at 67. The Livewire Lightning's title defence is off to a great start after a thrilling opening round victory in the Darling Downs Bush Bash League. The reigning champs beat the Grammar Blazers in a match that went down to the final over.
After getting the Grammar Blazers all out for 102 in the 19th over in the first innings,
all our bowlers were very consistent, sort of executed our plans, which was great. We fielded really well.
Live-wired Lightning were off to a great start when they came to bat, but no one thought the game would be this tight. Lightning took the win by only 4 wickets.
I think all 3 games went down to the last over, but yeah, really good to start the New Year's campaign with a win.
But it wasn't a one-off at Captain Cook Oval yesterday.
Chris Gillum, he started off well at the top.
The Adacare Aztecs were able to beat Valley Raptors in the first round of the Bush Bash League.
Yeah, it's good to always get a win first game, so puts us ahead of the rest of them.
And in the third game, the Robscan Knight Riders were 107 for 7 after 20 overs in the first innings against Hip Pocket Rockets. But the Rockets were able to secure a nail-biting win.
The way that our guys dug deep, the way we never gave up at all stages, a couple of quick wickets in the middle there and fought all the way to the end, and we just had enough runs on the board. As a bowler, as a kid growing up, even playing senior men's cricket, you always want to have the ball in your hand for that last over and give it a real crack.
And with all 6 teams looking so close after round 1, coordinator Kent Reimers says it's due to the successful drafting process.
We must be getting something right there that the teams are incredibly level, so worked well.
Carissa Kemp, 7 News.
Plenty of great highlights. Looks like we're in for another top season in the Bush Bash, guys.
Thank you, Nate.
All right, we'll stay with us after the break. Livio joins us with all the weather details.
When no one is who they seem.
I cannot accept what we did.
Could you see through their lies? Foyle's War, tonight on 7/2.
OMG, what a night. I probably look like...
Shut up, my skin looks amazing.
New Olay Retinol 24 Night Serum. Look how plump and bouncy. Girl, it really works.
Be amazed by your child every day. Nan Supreme Toddler. Our most advanced, easy-to-digest formulation with probiotics. Nan Supreme Toddler. Nourishing your child.
My Community, Yukana. Discover more choice and simpler, clearer fees.
It's the best move I ever made.
Compare our fees and inclusions. Visit yukana.org.au.
Our revolutionary full leather jack belt makes a wonderful gift, adjusting by millimetres, ensuring a perfect fit for men and ladies with a huge selection of buckles to choose from. Your belt, your way. Go to jackoz.com.
In a world full of flavour, don't let your denture leave you with bad breath. Try new Polydent Cleansing Wipes, our quickest and easiest way to refresh your denture for that super fresh feeling, at home or out and about.
Ready for any challenge. Battery power by Still, only from your local Still dealer.
I held Evan's hand, I said goodbye, and then you show up and you look like him, but you're not him.
It's like a second chance at love. Will it be everything she's dreamed of? Home and Away, this week on 7.
Good evening. Livio Regano with tonight's weather. A pleasantly warm start to the week for the southern half of Queensland, with very little rain reported in the past 24 hours. I think 18 millimetres at Maryborough was probably the highest. Wednesday, Thursday could see the return of a few coastal showers spreading inland by the weekend. A sample of today's temperatures across the Downs. Toowoomba rose to a high of 25 degrees after a low this morning of 12. The top in Warwick was 26 and Dalby got to a summery 27. Looking at the satellite loop now, it's generally quiet across Queensland. What showers there are have basically been concentrated mostly north of about Townsville or Ingham and the wet tropical coast, but a few little ones did get through the Whitsundays again, just light showers, and a couple of little sporadic, or you might say rogue ones, even across the interior of the Wide Bay, Burnet and southeast coast, but generally amounted to very little rain. Let's have a look at the chart today. We've got the inland trough. That's only recently developed, and we've got a weakening high out in the Tasman Sea, which is still bringing a weak ridge of high pressure along the coast just due to southeast winds pushing against the Great Dividing Range. Now on tomorrow's chart, the inland trough tries to make a crossing, a bit of it breaks off, but instead what happens, this next high pushes a new southeasterly change up the coast. It's only a weak one. On the outlook chart, as that southeasterly creeps up the coast, heavy showers continue in the far north, but in the southeast now we start to get more moisture and a couple of showers as well midweek. The latest now from the Weather Bureau, Darling Downs and Granite Belt forecast, a possible shower on the Granite Belt tomorrow, but otherwise a fine day. 26 at top for Dalby, 27 for Goondiwindi, Toowoomba 22 degrees, Warwick 8 up to 24. And for the southeast coast, a possible shower just on the border ranges with 27 degrees expected at both Gatton and Ipswich, and Brisbane a top of 25. Looking ahead for Toowoomba, moisture and cloud should start to increase again from Wednesday, and by Friday I'd expect we'll see at least one shower, maybe a couple more as we roll into the weekend. For Warwick, there's slightly less chance of rain than Toowoomba, but it's certainly still there. The highest will be Sunday when it comes to 40%. And for Dalby, again, we've got that same trend, at least a little bit of cloud on the weekend. If we're lucky, we'll get a shower, tops in the mid to high 20s. That's about all I have for you on the weather front this Monday evening. Thanks for joining in the discussion. Hope you can tune in again tomorrow, and hopefully I'll have something interesting to add. But for now, it's goodbye. See you soon, and it's back to the team.
Livio, wonderful, mate. Thank you very much. Nice having your company. Catch you tomorrow night.
And also a reminder, you can watch a replay of our news on 7 Plus. From all of us, good night.
Good night.